Hi everybody! Today we have a dirty video for you. Not that kind of dirty video. This is a dirty Labradoodle puppy. Today's video is a litter update for the medium Australian Labradoodle puppies from our Santa Hearts litter. And why is it a dirty dog video? Because these little puppies have just started eating solid food and most of that food is on top of them right now. And you can see by looking at our first puppy here just how crusty and dirty they are. Hi, I'm Claire from Van Isle Labradoodles, and today we're going to go through all 10 puppies in our Santa Hearts litter of medium Labradoodle puppies. We're going to give you a little bit of an update about each of the puppies, tell you about how they're doing with their solid food, and let you just see how messy it can be when you start weaning puppies. So these puppies are 4 weeks old now. They're doing so well. You'll see as we go through each of the puppies that they're all enormously squishy, fat, juicy puppies. These are a group of very good sized puppies. They're going to be a lovely medium size when they mature, and they're all in excellent condition. So as I said at the outset, we started to wean these puppies. Now they had a little bit more of a quick weaning than normal. Austin yesterday was not feeling herself. She was just not acting like she normally does. Austin is a very upbeat, positive, and bright girl, and she has what we call a helicopter tail. It is always going in a circle, and no matter what, Austin is happy and loving life. Yesterday we could tell she was not very happy. She was sick a couple of times and she just wasn't herself. So we spent the entire day with her at emergency, going through a variety of tests and checking everything out, and there was nothing to be found. So this is when sometimes we wish our puppies could talk to us and say, oh, I'm just tired, or I have a tummy ache, or whatever it may be. In any event, the vets could find absolutely nothing wrong with her despite all the testing that was done. She came back home. She was gone for the entire day, and as a result, the puppies had to learn how to eat their solid food right now. And they were well ready to. We had planned to wean them yesterday in any event. Just normally we would have had them nursing a couple of times during the day, whereas yesterday they didn't nurse until Austin came home around dinner time, and then we have just let her in on a very limited schedule now. So when you're a breeder and you're trying to wean your puppies, you want to do it on a specific schedule because it's really important both for the puppy's mental health and nutrition and mama's that you do it on a very specific schedule. So what we do now is we allow Austin to go in 4 times during the day, and she only sees the puppies for 3 minutes. So why 3 minutes? That's enough time for the puppies to drain her of milk, which she's still producing right now, but it doesn't stimulate her to produce more milk. We also cut back on Austin's food, which she's not too keen on right now, because the more food they eat, the more milk they produce. Another thing we do is we give her a little bit of sage on her food. Sage also helps to dry them up. Now, when we send our puppies back, or our mama Labradoodles rather, back to their guardians, we want to make sure they're all dried up so there's no issue with discomfort for the mom or mastitis developing. So one thing that we also sometimes do is give our mums a compress of hot towels with green cabbage in it. And then we switch that over to a cold compress, still using roughly chopped cabbage. And that helps to reduce the amount of milk being produced and shrinks up the mammary glands. Because what we want is for our mama dog to go home where she's mentally adjusted to not having her puppies and physically adjusted as well. And we want the puppies to all be quite content that their mom has left them and that they're now being raised by our auntie dogs, which is Spirit and Ripple and Peanut, and that they're not missing their mama Labradoodle too much. So now let's go through each of the puppies. We're going to go through them in birth order. Each of these little Labradoodle puppies is crusty, and this is orange collar to start off with. This is our black Parti male. Now they're all going to be a bit fussy, I think, today because they just woke up before we started filming this video, and so they haven't either nursed or had food out of their pants since this morning. So they're all a little bit anxious because they're a little bit hungry. Hi, baby. This guy is a sweetie pie. These puppies are very consistent in terms of their temperament across the board. They are all just lovely. And this handsome fellow has that beautiful, nice, big Labradoodle head that we look for. He's got that nice short snout and a good strong stop. The stop being where the nose hits the face or hits the head there. And you can see he has these beautiful orange highlights. So how come he's orange if he's eating solid food? Well, that's because they have a good amount of pumpkin mixed in with their food to make it easier on their digestive system and to make sure we don't end up with diarrhea or constipation in the puppies. So far, so good. Everybody's doing really well. Orange collar is having no trouble eating, although at the moment he still does enjoy skating through the pan. So that's our orange collar boy. Next, we're going to have our pink collar girl. And pink collar girl is our smallest puppy in the litter. And this is our sweet little black puppy. Oh, this is our little doll girl. Now, she may be tiny, but oh my goodness, she is not lacking in terms of personality. She's got the cutest little face. She's got that lovely little high ear set with tiny little ears, which is what we'd like to see in the Labradoodle. That is part of the Labradoodle breed standard. And then she has a little dash of white on her toes, which is currently tinged with orange. She was really good eating in the pan. And she has that beautiful white goatee and just a it's a little bit of white on her chest. So that really sets off her beautiful ebony coloring. Now, when it's not all covered in pumpkin and pablum and goat's milk, you can see she has just a gleaming coat. All of these puppies have a beautiful rich coat, but in the ebony puppies you really can see it even more than in the other colors. You can almost see yourself in a mirror, and you can see this little girl has lovely eye contact, and you can hear the other puppies are play fighting with each other. They are at that fun age now where they interact with each other all the time. This little lady always gives me lots of eye contact and pays very close attention to what I'm saying. Just a really nice, sweet little girl. That's our pink color girl. Next is dark green color boy. And dark green is another black and white Parti boy. And you can see from the back of him, which he's showing you, he's marked a little bit differently. He has far more white in his body than the other Parti does. He does have black here and here, which is currently tinged with orange. But right through here, he has a beautiful smear of black. And it's like a watercolor black because it's very faint and it's not a full spot, but if you push his hair back, then you can see where he actually does have the actual Parti marking. It's just farther down and covered by more white. As he gets older, you'll see that more and more. And then he has that beautiful ring around the tail. Not ring around the collar though. So we wouldn't have that. Hi, buddy. Hi, how you doing? This guy is a fun guy too. Now this is one that you will have seen many pictures of on Facebook because he is almost always upside down, showing us his enormously generous girth. He loves to, well, they actually all like sleeping upside down, but this fellow is one of the ones that really enjoys it. And you can see his pretty little face is marked with a lovely little blend of orange pumpkin right now, right over by his nose. Sweet puppy, very much a player in terms of interacting with all the other dogs. And you can see he has some good eye contact as well, don't you? Because you're such a good boy. Are you a good boy? Yes. Beautiful face, beautifully marked, symmetrical markings. Really a very handsome Labradoodle puppy. That's our dark green color boy. Next is brown color girl. Brown color girl is the only brown dog in the litter. Or the only brown Parti. She's not the only brown dog. Currently, she has this charming crustiness going on here. Now, normally we wash the puppies right after their first couple of attempts at solid food so they don't have this stuck all over them. But it's always fun to show everybody what they look like when they first start eating solid food and give you an idea of just what the process involves. Now, some breeders choose to wean their puppies directly to kibble. We choose not to feed our puppies kibble for a variety of reasons. So they start with the goat's milk, the pumpkin, and pablum. These puppies will only stay on this for a couple of days, and then they are going to move over to raw food. So before the end of this week, they will be eating a raw food diet. We will start mixing some of the raw meat into their goat's milk mixture, and then as soon as they show us that they're able to chew it, because Along with being able to eat solid food comes the fact that they have teeth. And when they have teeth, then they're not quite so much fun to play with. No, not quite so much fun, because then they start being little baby piranhas. Little brown color girl, what a face this girl has. Just the sweetest. She and light pink color girl are very similar in their facial features. They just look different because of the different markings. And you can see how she pays very close attention to everything her mommy is saying to her. Yes, it's a very important conversation that we're having, isn't it? Hello, my beauty. Yes, she's a good girl. This is a real doll. This is a girl who likes to cuddle. She's very girly. And there's no mistaking the fact that this is a girl. She is a girly little puppy. Now, everything I'm telling you about the puppies right now could be completely different by the time they go home with you. Please remember they are just 4 weeks old and their personalities are still forming. So what we see today may not be anything related to what we see even 2 weeks from now. Hey? This little girl has that lovely Labradoodle head, nice shape, cute little ears, fairly high set, very pretty little girl. And a kiss. Oh, thank you. Oh, I love to have kisses. Very affectionate and huggy little girl. So that's our brown color girl. Next is our handsome lime color boy. Lime color boy is going to be the first puppy that we show you the example of how a coat lifts. So you can see right here, he has this little bit, about 1.5 inches long or so, of electrocution going on. This, and here too, he has his coat lifting. So what does that mean? Well, this is when their coats stop being puppy coats, which are just flat, like that you would see in a Labrador Retriever, and they start to do the fluffiness that comes with being a Labradoodle. You can see as well around his neck is starting to fluff up a bit too. So, oh, this puppy's collar is a little bit too tight, so I'm just going to take that off of him and adjust it because it's being uncomfortable for him. I can tell he's fussing with it. He doesn't like that feeling there. So we adjust their collars fairly frequently so that they are always tight enough that they can't put their feet through them and get stuck in them, but loose enough that they're not uncomfortable around their necks. And as I said, half of them don't even have their collars on anymore. These collars are not as good as the ones we used to be able to get, so they don't stay on so well. This handsome boy is a beauty. He should be a girl. He's so pretty. So we'll just call him Mr. Handsome. He has that adorable little goatee to set him off. He too has beautiful eye contact. And you'll see how all of the puppies change quite a bit when I pick them up. They quiet down, they look at me, and they're totally looking for not just reassurance, but also for guidance and to know, okay, what's going to happen next? I'm happy and I'm secure because I trust you, but I just want to know what's going to happen next because this isn't what we normally do in our day. Yes, and this little guy is pretty much all black. I don't think I see any white on this puppy at all. Very handsome, and this is a character. He has quite a little bit of quirky personality. He likes to run around, and he likes to come out from behind his brothers and sisters and surprise them with a little play bow and a little play growl every now and then. So that's our lime color boy. Next is red color girl. A red color girl is another black Parti, and she's the one who has this cool little white spot in the middle of her black on her back. And you can see she has, of course, the requisite pablum and pumpkin markings. And you can tell from her front feet just how much she likes going swimming in her food. She was one of the first puppies who started to eat, and the first thing she did was dive head first, and then she started to learn how to eat by licking it off of her feet. She has some up on her nose here too, and even some on her eyebrow here. This little girl is a really pretty black and white Parti girl. She is quite a fun little girl. She's maybe, she's still not, she likes to play by herself more than with the other dogs at the moment, but she still is quite a playful little thing. She really quite enjoys other people, and she's learning how to play with all of the toys. And she's just really a very sweet girl with a very pretty markings. The way her Parti is quite symmetrical on her face. And again, that lovely blocky head and the short little snout. Yes. Oh, do I have a kiss? Thank you. Thank you for the kiss. That's a very good girl. Oh, and yes, a couple more snuggles there. That's red color girl. Next is yellow color boy. Hi, baby. Yellow collar boy is another black puppy, but this is a black abstract boy in that he has white markings on him. Hi, can we show everybody where you have your white markings? Oh, yes, so we can see that he has lovely white markings on his chest, and he is actually a phantom. Now, he is what we call a weak phantom. I hate that term. Makes him sound not very manly. It just means that his markings are not particularly pronounced, so we really can't see his tan points very well. So they're here on his legs. Right now they're covered up with food, and he has them on his face to a degree. If you look here, you can see them here, but he also has a little bit of markings around here on his face, so he's kind of a smudgy color. Maybe we should call him a smudge, eh? And then he's got the beautiful white chest that really sets off all of his coloring. So he's a really uniquely marked puppy, very pretty. I like the subtleness of his coloration. And you can see a little bit more here on his hind leg. And under his bum, you can definitely see his phantom markings. They show up the best there. What a place for them to show up. Oh my goodness me, you silly goofus, eh? Hey, Mr. Yellow Collar? This little guy is quite a friendly boy. He really likes children. So far, the children he's met, he's been very keen on. Hey? Yeah. So that's our yellow collar boy. Next is black collar boy. And this is our red puppy. Probably an apricot is what this puppy is going to be. Now, why is this puppy not a caramel? No, that's because in the Labradoodle breed standard, if you have black leathers, which means a black nose, lips, and pads, then you're a red or an apricot. Depending on how his coat finishes off will determine whether he is a red dog or an apricot, but from the way he looks, I'm going to say he's an apricot. Very pretty boy. This guy has a really outgoing personality. He's a real people dog. He's the one who comes running out to see us. He's the one who always wants to play with the people more than the other dogs. He's also a little bit of a prankster. He's another one of these puppies who will come up and sort of ambush the other dogs and go, hey, come on, let's play. He's also the one who tends to go to the sleep the last. Last night he was up way past everyone else, crashing and going to bed and still trying to get somebody to come and play with him. He's got these pretty white markings on his chest as well. He's got some white on his feet there. A little bit of white on his nose and up his face, and nothing on the tip of the tail. No white tip on your tail, no. But as I said, this is a very friendly, outgoing, gregarious puppy. Mr. Social, that is our black collar boy. Now we have a really interesting puppy here. This one has the most funny coat that you can see right now. Look at how this coat is lifting. It is this one little bit there that looks like he has a big Brillo pad on his body. It's hilarious. I don't think we have ever had a puppy that's had a patch like this that all shot straight up when everything else was still pretty flat. So he just looks absolutely hilarious, as you can see if I can get him to stand up here, where everything is flat and then we have this one big bushy part. Oh my goodness. It's a good thing that dogs can't see themselves in the mirror and know what they look like, because that is really too funny for life. So this is our chocolate boy, and he too has some phantom markings here and there, but they're very, very subtle. So I don't really think, I don't know, I guess he's a weak marked phantom. We would have to test him to be sure. I can see that the markings are there, but they're very subtle. And then he has some lovely white on his chest. This boy has a beautiful big head and the high set ears. Oh my goodness. Oh, did you need a little face scratch? Oh, there we go. He probably is enjoying having that rub on his head because the food is making him itchy. They will all get a bath shortly. We have our puppy family visit coming up on Saturday, so we have to make sure they're all spick and span for that. And you can see he has a pretty little bit of his white goatee. And you can see some of those caramel phantomy markings in a strange spot, which is down by his feet there. And then you can see them more on his hind legs. And you don't see them under the tail. So he's just really a chocolate boy with a few little caramel highlights here and there, not in any sort of traditional pattern sense. And as I said, if we were going to keep him as a breeding prospect, and we do intend to have a puppy out of this litter as a breeding prospect, then we test them. We do genetic testing to see just exactly what it is that they are carrying. And that helps guide us as breeders in our decisions as to who to pair together. So that's our chocolate boy, Mr. Green collar boy. And last but not least is our last little girl, and you can see she too has a big blob of lift going on here. She's almost as funny looking as he is in terms of her coat right now. And this is dark pink collar. Hi, baby girl. Dark pink collar is very similar to light pink collar, except for she's bigger. She is definitely a sturdier and chunkier girl. She is not by any means a tiny little flower. Oh my God. You're kidding. Really? Oh no, really? Wow, what a story. So she apparently is not enjoying being in the video and telling me about it. Oh my goodness. Oh, there. So now when a puppy is upset and disliking something that much, then we just change things. We put them back to where they are comfortable, soothe them, get them to realize that it's not scary. This is her first time being videoed like this and away from everybody. And obviously it's not an experience that she thinks is really all that much fun. So this is something we will make note of, and then we'll work with her and we'll make sure that she learns that, hey, this is actually a good thing. It's okay. Yeah, nothing to be worried about. There we go. Maybe she'll be happier if we show her the toy. Hey, what's this? What's that? Oh yeah, look at that. Momentary distraction. And that's all we do. Just something that got her to think of something different. Hi, I love you. Good girl. Let her calm down just enough, and then we take her out of the situation. When a puppy is unhappy, and this applies to when the puppies are very young and when they're older, when they're really stressed and unhappy in a situation, the last thing you want to do is force them to stay there. They're telling you, help, I need you to help me. They're looking to you for reassurance that you are going to protect them and you're going to take care of them. Now, you don't want to baby them and just say, oh, well, you know, that's okay. We'll never make you do something you don't want to do. So what you want to do is try to distract them. Just calm them down. Talk to them. Don't make a big fuss about it. Change the position like I did, or if they're a little bit older, change the location they're in. So let's say they're scared of the sound of a cement truck that's letting the cement out. So then you would just back away from whatever was frightening the dog to the point where they're able to calm down and be comfortable. And you just soothe them, talk to them, pet them, give them all the reassurance that you're there to protect them. And sometimes when it's something they're afraid of, a really good thing to do is to even put your body in between the dog and whatever it is that's a frightening experience for them. So you just stand in front of them, get them calmed down, soothe them, and then gradually move your body out of the way so your dog gets the offending object into their line of vision slowly. And whenever they start to show you fear again, then you just move back. And if you can't get them past this much, then that's all you want to do. You only want to do it for about 5-10 minutes when they're old enough to be home with you. For puppies like this and with dark pink collar girl there, you only want to do it for about a minute, minute and a half, and that's it. They have very short attention spans, and the last thing you want to do is to blow it. And you don't want your puppy to learn not to trust you. You want to keep reinforcing to your puppy that you're to be trusted at all times. And that leads to a happy relationship. So we hope you enjoyed seeing all the puppies. For all of you on our reservation list, we're excited to see you on Saturday afternoon for our puppy family visit, where you can see them all together, all playing together, and you'll have a chance to ask me any of the questions that you've been thinking of but haven't asked quite yet. So we look forward to seeing you all then, and thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you all again for our next update.